The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
J'adore. Dior.
You might have seen or heard the name Linux in the past, but did you know Linux is the most used operating system in security today? Let's start by taking a look at Linux and how it's used in security. Linux is an open source operating system. It was created in two parts. In the early 1990s, two different people were working separately on projects to improve computer engineering. The first person was Linus Torvalds. At the time, the Unix operating system was already in use. He wanted to improve it and make it open source and accessible to anyone. What was revolutionary was his introduction of the Linux kernel. We're going to learn what the kernel does later. Around the same time, Richard Stallman started working on GNU. GNU was also an operating system based on Unix. Stallman shared Torvalds' goal of creating software that was free and open to anyone. After working on GNU for a few years, the missing element for the software was the kernel. Together, Torvalds and Stallman's innovations made what is commonly referred to as Linux. Now that you've learned the history behind Linux, let's take a look at what makes Linux unique. As mentioned before, Linux is open source, meaning anyone can have access to the operating system and the source code. Linux and many of the programs that come with Linux are licensed under the terms of the GNU Public License, which allow you to use, share, and modify them freely. Thanks to Linux's open source philosophy, as well as its strong feature set, an entire community of developers has adopted this operating system. These developers are able to collaborate on projects and advanced computing together. As a security analyst, you'll discover that Linux is used at different organizations. More specifically, Linux is used in many security programs. Another unique feature about Linux is the different distributions or varieties that have been developed. Because of the large community contribution, there are over 600 distributions of Linux. Later, you'll learn more about distributions. Finally, let's take a look at how you would use Linux in an entry-level security position. As a security analyst, you'll use many tools and programs in everyday work. You might examine
Journey to the East in Final Fantasy XIV.
Invincible.
All right. Sorry about that. Now the mic's working. I think setting wise it was messed up, so the mic well, obviously wasn't working. But we are back, so I apologize for the technical difficulties. I also apologize in advance. I am eating right now. The reason why I'm eating, and the reason why I'm actually doing the stream a little bit live or a little bit earlier than usual, is because I've been missing Institute a lot lately. Last week I was selling my car. Yesterday I was on a date, and then they do it Wednesday, Thursday, and typically I obviously stream on Thursday nights, but so I did a little bit earlier just because I need to keep a certain percentage in order to keep like the parking privileges downtown, which is super nice. If I'm ever going downtown or watching a game or parking in general down there. So I apologize. I will be getting games during the stream. Maybe a little ASMR action. Honestly, I don't even know what that stands for, but and the ceremonial crack of the sparkling water. Ooh, got strawberry flavor. This stuff's pretty good. All right, because I have Institute at 7, so in about an hour or so. Takes me 20 minutes. I might be a little bit late to that. That's all right. But this live is going to be pretty concise. Like I kind of have some talking points I'm going to talk about. Uh, I guess updates and stuff. I went to Vegas over the weekend. It was sick, hanging out with the boys, doing what guys do. We did not go to the clubs. We're not big club people, but watch sports, eat food. Went to the Raiders game. It was sick. Yeah. Well, I want a little bit of money too, so we left Vegas up. That's always a good thing. We all left up, so we we went down a little bit, but we not gonna lie, they got us in the first half, but we made it out up a couple $100. So feeling pretty good. This week has been really busy with the work and everything, so it's crazy that tonight's Thursday night, tomorrow is Friday. It's insane. The week's already been gone. But that's kind of it update wise. Let's go ahead and hop into tonight's stream as I take another bite. Well, what I'm eating right now, it's basically like, it looks kind of gross, but it's just ground turkey with some wheat tortilla, and I throw some cheese in there, and I'll throw some more Frank's Red Hot in there as well. Definitely tastes a lot better than it looks. Let's go ahead and hop into tonight's topic. So tonight's topic, how to be the bad boy and the nice guy. Now this is very important. I talked about it a little bit in my last stream, kind of hinting at it, foreshadowing some stuff, but last time I talked about like my red pill journey, kind of my red pill moment, and my self-improvement journey, just kind of how that all came about and where it's kind of got me today. Now this point really helped me, and I kind of came up with this theory. I don't know anyone else that has kind of coined, it's not really a term, but like you got to be the nice guy, be the bad boy and the nice guy. Nice guys do finish last, so it's not that term, but be the bad boy and the nice guy. I'm gonna coin that term. So, but if you hear it from anyone else, heard it from me first. Unless there's some other person that gives me proof that someone else did it before, even Rolo, like he kind of talks about it, but he doesn't really like coin it the term. He kind of coins the term like, and I'll probably maybe do another stream. It's kind of very similar to this concept, but it's like women just want a guy that gets it. So let me start off with kind of the preface. Everyone knows what the bad boy is. Everyone knows what the nice guy is. I'll go into detail kind of what attributes those two archetypes exude. But first, I want to start off with the woman dating cycle. I talk about the men dating cycle all the time. Basically, the men's dating cycle, guy finds a girl attractive, is very interested, chases that one girl, maybe goes on a couple dates with her, really kind of like falls for her, catches feelings, and just all he wants to do is hang out with this girl because she's awesome and she's attractive, and then she becomes a little more distant, and eventually she's like, yeah, I don't see this going anywhere, and the guy gets heartbroken and kind of sulks for a couple weeks to a month or so, and then he finds another girl and the cycle continues. Now that's the men's dating cycle. Now the women's dating cycle is a little bit different because the men, they typically go at one girl at a time. Women, on the other hand, eventually they choose one guy, especially to be in a relationship with, but they're generally spinning many plates. They're going on many dates with many other guys. They're talking to many guys at once. So keep that in your mind for context reasons. But this is the cycle they go through with, particularly a guy they find attractive, want to eventually be in a relationship with. So here's the woman dating cycle. Starts off with women. They initially get attracted to bad boy attributes. It's really attractive. He's in shape. He's not love bombing me all the time. He's not giving me all this attention. Typically, those from the guys that she's not interested in. But he's confident and has all these bad boy attributes that I'm going to go over a little bit later. Guy doesn't treat her the best, but he's attractive. He exudes these characteristics, so she's very much attracted to her. The girl goes out with the guy, and eventually, maybe go on a bunch of dates, and the girl falls for the guy. Girl catches feelings. The guy then, just because he is the epitome, he is the bad boy, doesn't really want to get serious with this girl. He's probably spinning many plates at once, like most bad boys are. So he has many different girls, and he just kind of maybe wants something physical with the girl. That's kind of his intentions, even though he actually might make it clear to her that fact, but maybe he doesn't. So the guy doesn't really want to get serious. Guy kind of distances himself, maybe initially love bombing her at the beginning, giving her a lot of attention and then tapering that off. That way the girl kind of gets hooked to him. It's the little bait and switch method. And eventually the girl gets upset because the guy's becoming more distant. Like, why does he want to hang out with me and do stuff like that? And then maybe they break up and stop seeing each other. She's kind of sulking in a way, and she's like, I don't want to deal with these bad boys anymore. I want a nice guy. This is when they say they want the nice guy after the hot, attractive guy kind of like broke their heart or doesn't want to be in a relationship with them. Then she says she wants the nice guy. Then the nice guy appears because there's many nice guys around her, just because they're kind of waiting their turn to have a shot with this woman, this girl. And the nice guy appears like, perfect, I'm here. I'm the nice guy. And then the girl's like, does the whole touches you on the shoulder, like, I see you as a brother. I love you as a brother, type of a thing. So the girl is not attracted to the nice guy because he doesn't exude the bad boy characteristics, which women are typically initially attracted. That's how they are initially attracted to a guy. But she says, hey, Billy, you're like a brother to me, but you'd make such a good boyfriend. They say that all the time, and it breaks these nice guys' hearts. Then this is actually kind of where the nice guys maybe turn into the bad boy. But thus the cycle continues. So that is, in a nutshell, the woman dating cycle. You kind of see similarities, but it's very unique in its own sense from the men's dating cycle. It's very much more complicated just because women are generally more complicated than guys. So you're probably asking me, it's like, all right, well, you talk about these bad boy attributes. I described a few, kind of hinted at some. What are these bad boy attributes? What are these nice guy attributes? Because, like you said in the cycle, all these girls, they're hanging out with the guys that don't treat them right, the guys that are maybe like really attractive or really high in status or whatever, but they don't give them attention and stuff like that. And it's like, people ask all the time, why is this girl with this guy? Yeah, he's attractive and stuff, but he doesn't treat her right. Why aren't you with, a nice guy? And it's because, like I said, women are initially attracted to the bad boy attributes, which I'll go over in a second. But they're initially attracted to the bad boy attributes, but eventually when they kind of get into a setting where they want a relationship or they are in a relationship, they want those nice guy attributes as well. But you can't like lose your bad boy attributes, because then you just become the nice guy, and then the whole cycle continues. Then she kind of distances herself from you and doesn't respect you. It goes down a long rabbit hole, and that's not the point of this live tonight, to kind of go after the fact. That's what Rich Cooper calls the beatization by 1,000 confessions. That's a whole separate live stream itself, so I'm not going to get into that. But you got to keep both, and then at the end of the day, it's just like women want both. You got to have both, and you might flip-flop from one to the other, kind of certain times exude more of the bad boy attributes, and then certain times exhibit more of the nice guy attributes, but you can never go cold turkey on one and flip to the other and never go back to the other one. You gotta have both. Alright, so that being said, what are these bad boy attributes? Pretty simple. So if you think of a bad boy, and I'm going to hit on the attributes for both the bad boy and the nice guy that are generally positive. Like, obviously, there might be bad ones, like treating the girl really bad, or like only wanting like physical stuff from a girl and stuff like that. I'm not going to include those just because it is a part of being a bad boy, but obviously you want to be a gentleman at the same time. So these are ones that are really good that you should kind of apply to yourself and use. So start with the bad boy attributes. Confident. Got to be confident. You got to be confident in yourself just because women are initially attracted to confidence. Assertive. And this doesn't mean you're a jerk or anything like that, but you're very assertive in your beliefs. So again, that kind of encircles being confident. I also have being decisive on here. That kind of combines the two of the three of those. So being assertive, decisive, you know what you want. That's actually the next one. You know what you want in whatever it's life, your career, a relationship. You have a goal in mind and you're striving towards that goal. You're ambitious. And that's one of the other ones too. Kind of you put yourself first. That doesn't mean, like I said, you're a jerk or anything like that. And you treat other people horrible, but you prioritize yourself. You make sure you're in shape. You make sure you're up to par with your business skills. You're up to par with any knowledgeable facts that you need to know to be good at your profession or whatever your goal is, striving to be. And you take care of yourself and you do well for yourself. Just because if a girl can see that you're taking care of yourself, that you're put together and you just quote unquote get it as a guy, then it's kind of a no-brainer. She's like, oh, this guy kind of has a lot going for him. So like that makes me even more attractive to him. So put yourself first, you prioritize yourself. Next one, you are mysterious. I think this is an important one as well, just because if you kind of lay all your cards out, if you're playing any kind of card game or even chess or any type of game, and you kind of just give them all your plays, like tell them all about yourself like the first date, then there's no mystery. There's no incentive for them to go on more dates with you to figure you out type of thing. Because women love doing that. Obviously, you don't want it to be so mysterious where it's like they don't know anything about you and it's just kind of like distant, but you kind of feed them a little at a time. Reveal yourself, like peel back one layer at a time. You're like an onion. That way, it becomes more interesting to the woman because the last thing you can do to a woman is bore them. So, how do you stay interesting? You be mysterious and yeah, you stay fun as well. Last one, selective attention. Now, this is really important as well. This goes back to the fact that you put yourself first, you're prioritizing yourself and your goals, and kind of dating and this girl. Obviously, eventually they can become definitely important and deserve some priority, but you're not just gonna throw all of your schedule under the bus because she wants to go out or she can only go out a certain day type of thing. So kind of put things in perspective and priority as well. So selective attention, this goes to if you're busy working all day and she's like trying to text you and stuff, like it's okay, like you don't have to respond to her immediately. That doesn't mean it's just like you play these texting games like, oh, I have to wait an hour. Like I do this where I'm like, all right, if I'm on my phone or she like texts me or whatever, or I need to get back, or like, all right, cool, I'll text you when I'm not doing anything. But if I'm busy doing work or stuff, I'm not constantly checking my phone like, oh, did she respond? Did she respond? And immediately respond to her. And you also have to reward good behavior as well. So you like kind of upset her or something like that, and you don't want to reward bad behavior. I mean, trying to see how to phrase this, but because she can get used to the fact it's like, hey, if I react like this, then he'll give me attention. So selective attention, and I am definitely a big proponent and believer of quality attention versus quantity attention. Same with kids as well. I think the quality overrides the quantity. So those are the bad boy attributes. Now, why is it important and why do girls find this attractive? I mean, I just kind of went over it, but this mainly, all of these attributes, what they have in common, boils down to you take care of yourself, you put yourself first, you're ambitious, you want to put a dent in the universe, or you're already putting a dent in the universe, and you don't make the girl or the woman like the center of your life. She's a complement to your life, like my guy Rich says. Doesn't mean she isn't important. That doesn't mean She doesn't deserve priority, especially when you get into a relationship or a more serious relationship. But she if you kind of put things in priority initially, first yourself, well, first God, then yourself, then her, and eventually when she becomes a bigger part of your life, then you can kind of bump, give her a promotion per se. But she has respect for you because when I go over the nice guy attributes, again, these are all the positive ones, but some nice guy attributes that are kind of negative are like you scrap everything just for her, you pedestalize her, you idolize her in a sense, and you're like, you're the best thing that God has ever given me, type of a thing. Like, and that very much may be true, but you don't have to like degrade yourself to lift her up, type of thing. Like, you're just as important as her. So that's my point on the bad boy attributes. Now, next, the nice guy attributes. Again, these are the good ones that you should you should attain if you'd already attain it. Now, the nice guy attributes, first being selfless. I think this is one that women really like, especially when you're more into a relationship. It's like, all right, you have been putting yourself first, putting your ambitions and stuff first, but when you're kind of in a this is specifically like nice guy attributes. I'm talking about like this is a long term relationship we're talking about. So selfless, you kind of prioritize her needs a little bit more than you have in the past. You're a generous giver, so obviously you're generous in the beginning, like you pay for everything and stuff like that, but being maybe even a little bit more generous, whether that be your time or your resources. And then love bombing. So this is maybe like a little bit of a negative one. There are times where this is appropriate and women love this, but you don't want to do this all the time. It's because it can be overbearing, especially depending on the girl and the woman. It's like some like it more than others. Next one, going above and beyond. Now, in a long-term relationship, this really means something, whether it be like a wedding or anniversary or a special moment or special date or something like that. Going above and beyond is always a good thing, and women love in a long-term relationship. All right, avoids conflict. Now, this is kind of a negative as well, but maybe when you're not in a relationship yet, the bad boy attribute would be like, all right, this is what I'm doing. This is like what my decision is, like my way or the highway in a sense. But it's like, this is my decision. This is what we're going to do. Where not, maybe she has a little bit more of a say in stuff. She portrays her opinion a little bit more, and you're like, okay, even though you might not agree, you'd be like, all right, fine, whatever, type of thing. But I always do think, in the end of the day, like communication is really important. So if you disagree in a sense, don't necessarily hide that. But she specifically in points where she's very emotional, and it's like, all right, like let her cool down. I mean, I'm somewhat like this as well. I need a cool down period, and then after that, I kind of think and speak a little more logically. So avoid conflict, or that can kind of be suppressed feelings too. But actually, this next point, this last point is like kind of the opposite, kind of. But emotional. So women always talk about, oh, I want a guy that's emotional and like a little bit feminine and like expresses their feelings, type of thing. Like when you're in a long term relationship, obviously I'm more on the side of stoicism. It's like, all right, you don't really show your emotions. Doesn't mean you don't have emotions. Guys have emotions just like women have emotions, but women typically act on their emotions. Guys, I don't think you should act on your emotions because it can turn ugly. Feeling our emotions. Women typically they lash out on in verbal ways. Men, they typically lash out in physical ways, which is yeah. You don't want guys acting out their emotions. So, but there are times, like I said, be a little bit more emotional. But I think generally speaking, being stoic is the best way to go. You want to be the rock of the relationship. Now, why are having some of these nice guy attributes a good thing? Just because it shows her more love, and she basically just feels like she's getting not only getting taken care of physically and financially and all that stuff, but she's in a place where she can feel safe, like emotionally and romantically and stuff like that. It's more of the feminine stuff, but trying Yeah, like I said, I'm not necessarily an expert on the nice guy. Actually, a lot of guys, especially in this space, have used to be a nice guy, but I haven't gone full force into a bad boy. But I've attained more bad boy attributes. Therefore, I have more success with women. Just because, like I said, they're initially attracted to the bad boy. Just because that's sexy, that's cool, it's fun, and increased sexual tension and mysterious, and they're always on edge, and they like feeling like that. But in a long-term relationship, they kind of want stability, longevity, and the nice guy attributes. They help out with that feeling for them a little bit more. So at the end of the day, why are both of these important? Because women want both. They don't just want the bad boy. They don't just want the nice guy. They want the bad boy with the nice guy. They want the bad nice guy. I need to coin a term. It's like they just want the pack. They want the full package. Like at the end of the day, I know people argue. It's like, oh, it's unfair. It's like women want all these things. Guys only want like 2 or 3 things. Like at the end of the day, women are women. It's like they're gonna be women. You know, they're complicated. Guys are simple. But at the end of the day, just like if you are both, then you just put yourself in the upper echelon of guys, and you just have your selection from women. Like it's in your favor to be for this, just because if you can be both, you'll set yourself way far away from the competition. So I'll leave it at that. Like I said, tonight's going to be a little bit shorter live. I'm trying to think anything I missed. But ladies, if I have any ladies that are watching me, let me know. Let me know if this is accurate, this is not. Guys, let me know kind of how you're doing with this. If you have any specific questions or ways that I can help, just let me know. You can throw it in the comments, shoot me a message on YouTube, or shoot me a DM on Instagram. Let me know. I'm here to help you guys out. Like I said, as with everything, I'm trying to help you guys get stronger, smarter, healthier, wealthier. So go ahead, follow for more lives, follow for more tips, and stay pumped, always. I did legs today, and I destroyed my legs. I'm still dealing with my tendonitis, and honestly, I don't know if it's going to go away. It's probably not going to go away, so which kind of sucks. But hit heavy squats today, which is good. I haven't hit heavy squats in a week or so. So got up to like 3 plates doing that for like 4 or 5 reps. Gotta keep up with my diet. You know the thing when I travel, I eat like a ton of food, but like I don't eat as frequently just because I eat 1 or 2 big meals when I'm on vacation. But that's still not enough food to like keep up with my weight. So I actually like lost weight. So I was like 197, 198, and I'm like 194 right now. So I know people get mad at me, and friends get mad at me just because they're like, what? You go on vacation, you eat crap, and you still lose weight? I'm like, yeah, dude. I have fast metabolism. Gotta eat a lot. Alright, I'll leave it at that. I am gonna finish my food, head to the institute, and hope you have a good night. Who's playing Thursday night football? I think it's a pretty good game. It's the Bengals and Chiefs, I think. So, alright, I catch y'all later. You know what time it is. It's time for the outro. So, cue that outro.